Hello YouTube, this is William. Welcome to another video. This one is a VR tag. Blackie with Black Oracle 69 tagged me. And it's the 8 questions tag. So I thought maybe I would take care of this on a Sunday, my day off. And from the shop, that is. I'm forever doing something. I can't just sit down. It's just not in me to do that. But anyway, I got them written down here so I don't forget any of them and leave them off. And I think he added one, which would be 9. And I'll tag 5 people at the end of this. And it's completely up to you guys. If you want to do one, whether I tag you or not, please do so. I mean, it's just kind of fun, kind of get to know everybody type thing. So yeah, it's kind of cool. So here we go. Number 1, most memorable camp. I must have been 10 or 11. It's my first camp that I remember with my dad. It was me and my brother. We had camped on a creek in a national forest close to where we lived. I had wandered off to the creek, which was just outside the camp. You got to understand where I live. I mean, it is dense thickets. I mean, sometimes you need just a snow plow or a brush plow to get through it. I mean, it's some tough stuff sometimes. So I had ventured down to the creek or over to the creek and was playing around in the creek, fishing a little bit, and just, what kids do at 10 or 11. And when I started back to the camp, I turned the wrong way. Instead of going right, I went left. So needless to say, I got lost. And I stayed lost for pretty much till night. It was very close to dark. And I wandered into someone else's camp a mile or so away from us. And he knew where we was at, so he took me back over there. I was one scared little feller, I tell you. But that is one of the most memorable, or is the most memorable camp, because it was the first one. I'd gotten lost. Anyway, needless to say, everything worked out, and it was an experience, I tell you. What I'd rather, question 2 is solo camp or group camp. I kind of like both. There's times that I want to be by myself. I don't even really want a camera with me. Then there's other times that I really enjoy groups. Just sitting around a campfire whittling on a stick, just shooting the breeze and telling stories, telling lies, telling truths a little bit in there every once in a while. But if I had to choose, for the most part, I would say solo, because that's the time that I feel more at peace. Is when I'm by myself, and I kind of get into the nature aspects of it, and I really enjoy the nature part of it. It's not a social thing at that point. It's more of a getting back to nature. It teaches you things about yourself that you wasn't aware of, to be honest. So I think solo is my favorite, but I like groups too. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Third question, favorite knife. Man, being a knife maker and a designer, I think I'm always saying it's the next knife. It's the next knife. Right now, and I have to say that this is kind of woodsy oriented, so I'd say that the knife would probably be woods knife is I think what everybody's looking for. And without a doubt, hands down, because I have more experience with it, would be the Master Woodsman. The Model 2, the butcher's tip, and I'll show you this one here. This one has to be, right now, my favorite design, with the butcher's tip and the little Scandi portion here, the drop down. Now, running a close second and catching up very quickly is the SK. And I think the more time I get with the SK, I think this one may take the place of the Master Woodsman. I'm not sure at this point. So right now, as of this video, I would say it would be the Master Woodsman Model 2. Now that's woods. Everyday carry, shop, and everything else is totally different story. And I'll show what my carry in the shop is right now. It's this little knife here, and I think that this little knife here is just perfect for a craft knife. This one's an A2. See how they got the A crooked? It's tired. One of those long hour shop things. But anyway, I think that this little knife here is just perfect for the shop of what I do. Cutting leather and things like that in the shop. It's just thin. Cuts my apples very well. So this right now that's my favorite shop knife. Now, as time goes on, things change. I'm always exploring on knives, so it may change, but that's what it is as of this video. Okay. Number 4, what did you learn, bushcraft or woodscraft? Well, of course, I didn't know what it was. My dad, I mean, he took us camping when we were kids. I mean, cutting a stick and roasting a weenie, I didn't know that was bushcraft. I just thought that was camping. But my dad, I mean, he taught me how to build fires and things like that, and how to hunt. Took me hunting. It's, you know, I've been very fortunate to have a dad who really loves the outdoors, and so I didn't know what it was, but my dad. There has been, once I discovered what it was, and I expanded into more of what is considered bushcraft, woodscraft, my favorite one is Ray Mears. And probably because he does a lot of crafts in his videos, and I love that part of it, to where they're crafting things, bushcraft. You know, he crafts baskets and things like that in a lot of his videos, and I like that aspect of it. And he also has a lot of knowledge to share in those videos. So the actual bushcraft genre, it would be Ray Mears. Number 5, favorite method to build a fire. Well, I really like the bow drill, but the thing about it is it just kills my back. My back is just, I got 3 misaligned discs, and then boy, it just gives me a fit to do that. So it's really my favorite method, but not my favorite method to do. My favorite method to do is probably with a lighter. That's the easiest. But anyway, if ever all my parts were working well, it would probably be the bow drill. That's the most enjoyment, is to take something from the woods and create something else. That's what I enjoy. So. Number 6, number 1 tool in the kit. Probably gonna think I'm gonna say knife, but I think that I think it is the most important tool in your kit in most cases, 99% of the time. Now, in the desert, I think I'd rather have a gallon of water, but for my area, it would be the knife, but I think they want a different answer. So the second part would be fire. It would be probably a ferro rod or something like that, because with fire you can purify water. You can build just about anything with fire. You can build shelter with it. You can burn logs into and create shelters. You can cook your meals, you can provide warmth, you can control your body temperature, and a lot of things you can do with fire. So I think fire would probably be my number 1 toolkit. Okay, number 1 item in the kit. Number 7, bug out bag in the truck. Yes, I do. And there's a video a few years back. I did a kit, and it's basically not a bug out kit per se, because there would have to be a serious problem at my house for me to bug out. Like fire is coming to consume everything in it, or there is an imminent chemical threat or something for me to leave the house. Because the only reason for me to leave the house is because I can't protect my life or my family's life. That would be the only reason for me to leave. But I do have a get home kit, because I live about 30 miles from town, so when I'm in town, if something were to happen, I have a kit to kind of get me back to the house. It's specifically for me and for my area. It's not for everyone, okay? So if you watch the video and you have a different kit, that's all fantastic. I'm just sharing with you my kit that fits my needs, okay? So yes, I have a get home kit, not necessarily a bug out kit, okay? Number 8, favorite stove. Have to be the little alcohol transient stove. I've used it just about everywhere, and it fits the bill. It functions very well. It's light. It's packable. It just does the job. It's just one of my favorite stoves. And actually, in my area, a lot of times toward the end of summer, we in a fire ban. So if I'm camping or out somewhere, I carry that little stove with me, so I can boil water and make coffee and eat the little dehydrated meals and things like that, freeze-dried meals. So, transient stove. Okay, now we're down to Blackie's question, which was number 9. Why did you create a YouTube channel? Well, I wrote a couple of books several years ago, and so the intent, and Mile Challenge 1 is the name of my channel actually. This was before I even started making knives, so I created the YouTube channel to kind of promote the book, to be honest, and it just kind of expanded from there. And then I started taking the camera with me on camping trips and enjoyed that part of it, the creativity of it. It just, once I started making knives, it just kind of rolled into the YouTube channel as well. So I created it for the books and promotion, self-promotion, if you will. And also the creativity of it. I really enjoyed doing videos. I'm not as creative as some of the other channels out there. It's kind of just set down in your face, this is what you get type stuff, but I enjoy that part of it, the interaction that I have with the camera, and it's like sitting across a campfire and just talking to a friend. It's just kind of one-sided. They don't talk back that much. When it does, it's time to turn the camera off. But I really enjoy the videos, and it was started because of the books. Alright, going to do a 5 tag, and if you guys want to do it, that's fantastic. I appreciate it. If you don't, then I completely understand. It's completely up to you. I just needed to do 5 tags, and so the other people that I was going to tag has already been tagged. So as far as I know, these have not been tagged yet. Some of these are very, very small channels, which is fantastic. I wish you guys the best. And I'll put links in the description box below this video to these channels so that you can visit them and subscribe and support them, because I think they're fantastic channels. First channel is Primal Outdoors. Jason Darrow, fantastic. You're talking about a creativity. I mean, this guy, I love his camera work. He's a videographer and a half. This guy does fantastic work. So Jason, if you would please, buddy, and find the time, I would be interested to know what your 9 questions, your responses are. Number 2 is Red Dog, Tim Lathan. You know, I'd be interested, if you haven't done one, I haven't seen it on your channel, but anyway, I'd be interested to know your responses to these 9 questions now. It was 8, now it's 9. Homer Mayo, buddy, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this and your responses. Jason Howes, it used to be Parker Ridges. I'm not sure what his channel is. I'll find out. He moved up into on Buffalo River. So I don't know if he changed his channel name or not. But anyway, I'd be interested to find out what your responses are, buddy. But hey, if you find the time, great. If not, I know where you live is kind of remote and it's kind of difficult to do things like that. But anyway, if you can, I appreciate it. And the final one is a new channel that just started, Mike. The Michigan Outdoors. Let's see, I'm gonna get his channel right. But the Michigan Woodsman. Okay. And Mike, buddy, I'm interested in seeing what your responses are on this. And y'all tag 5 people to yourself. We'll see where this goes. Appreciate you watching. Until the next time, you guys get in the backyard, whittle on a stick. Be sure and take a child with you. Get the opportunity. And don't forget those plenty of band-aids and lots of knives. We'll catch you again soon.